Yo, it feel like 95, Sachi on my body, Biggie, Jigger, Puffy, all that ballin' is a hobby. And I'm wildin' in my wallies, and them valleys, no Pilates. More weight get you more wet, nah that's these Spumante. My crystal ball, I see crystal, I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades, that Ace of Spades, they crack me like cheers to the money guys, the Willie niggas who buy them bottles, and then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude, I see you dawg. 5 bottles, 1 dick, why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy, this a private party. Been on my dick too long, your breath on private party. You gon' be nice or naughty, these walls on priceless Audi. This the upper crust, fuck is up. Over and done, overdose. Guess we did it again, sippin' with no remorse. We gon' do it again, and we gon' do it again.
What we doing again?
Oh, the most.
Yo, welcome back to Visionary Movements LLC presents the podcast Who Cares? This is episode 10. Today is September 28th, 2017. What's going on, y'all?
What it is.
What it do?
Ladies and gentlemen, Houston, Texas. Let me start the episode off by saying my name is John Ross, and to my immediate left, we got Toccara Taylor in the building. And first time visitor to the show, special guest, special to the city of Houston, Texas. Special to the city of Houston, Texas, we have the one, the only, Sydney Colson.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That really was a lot.
So, what's going on?
Not a lot, man. Glad that I ran into you the other day.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get into all of that, man. So, T, this female right here, okay, this girl right here is actually like a little sister to me.
Oh.
Okay, because she played ball with my little sister at Westside High School. Yeah, so she's a hooper. Sydney, you know, normally we like to beat around the bush with the podcast, but we're going to get right into you, who you are, where you're from, what you do, and all of that. And then we'll get into how we bumped into each other this weekend. So go ahead, take the show.
Okay, so you already told him my name is Sydney Colson.
My name is Sydney Colson.
I play basketball professionally in WNBA for the San Antonio Stars.
Okay.
And
Hold on right quick. We need some of that.
I'm done.
It's so necessary. It's necessary.
Okay.
Like the moment passed.
Nah, it's going to be a couple of them today. Okay.
So I play in the WNBA for San Antonio, and I'm about to leave Saturday to go play overseas in Israel. So it's just been a lot of training really since our season ended. The WNBA is in the playoffs right now, but we didn't make it to the playoffs, so I was probably done 2 weeks ago, or maybe a little more than 2 weeks. So I've just been training because this will be my first year back playing overseas in like 4 years. I've been coaching. So.
Okay. So, I used to ask my sister all the time, because my sister was really good too. She ended up going and playing ball in college. And I used to ask my sister because coincidentally, I went to school with her big brother, Simi. And so, shout out to you, man. And so, we went to school together, but I used to always ask Donna, I was like, yo, how good was she in high school? And, whenever you're talking about somebody and you're trying to describe how great they are in the moment, you kind of take that pause. You kind of take that pause because there's so many words running through your mind at the moment. It's just like, man, how do I describe this person? And so I'd ask, even before I told you, after I told you before the podcast yesterday, I was talking to my sister in my dad's office, and I was like, yo, if you could describe Sydney in one word, what would you say? And she kind of was just like, well, and it was good because she was trying to get that thought.
That sounds like Donna too.
She was trying to get that thought together, in, what can I say? I mean, she was just so great. Not only a great person, but a professional, on the court, even in high school, and just exuded some kind of level of like, damn, not everybody's on this level. You know what I'm saying? So the word that she used was great, or it was outstanding, one of those amazing, one of those type of words like that. So, I mean, just talk to us because, yo, shout out to you, D. Yo, I don't think that people understand how good she was in high school.
Well, I mean, apparently is because she's been in the
Well, I'm speaking about back in the day, but now presently, I mean, she's continued the game and all of that. But how good she was just in high school amongst all the other high schoolers at her time.
Right.
So talk to us about that.
Well, I don't know. I think a lot of it was just like the amount of time that I spent playing. Like my sister and I started playing really like following my brother when we were younger, and he used to do like drills and like little mini camps in the front yard with us, but it was all just fun and games, and we would play with kids up the street, but we were always playing against boys. And so my sister and I feel like got ahead of other girls because we're playing with, you know, people who are faster, stronger, and not letting us win and, you know, playing us like, and they were always older boys. So I think that made me better. And then I think, you know, like people in other fields, like whether it's with people who are just naturally smart, like you have kids that you could just, like they're geniuses, like you have people who are gifted with certain things from God. And I think mine was athletic ability in basketball. And so once I saw what it was, I realized, I need to run with this, because I was not, out of the kids in my family, I was not the one who wanted to do my schoolwork. I wasn't studious. I wasn't really any of those things. And not that I wasn't smart, but it didn't grab my attention how basketball did. And so when I'm the youngest, like you said, he went to school with my brother Simi, but then the middle child is my sister Simone, and they both got academic scholarships to go to UT. And so
that's right.
And so even before that happened, I was kind of looking like, okay, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not trying to really do school like that. Not to the degree that they are. Like, I like school, but I really like basketball. So put not all my eggs in one basket, but I really put more energy into basketball so that I could get a scholarship. You know, just playing year round, playing AAU, playing during the school year, and you know, it ended up paying off, thank goodness. You know, I didn't get hurt too badly or anything like that. I had injuries, but was still able to make it this far. You know, knock on wood.
So I asked my brother Bobby, I say, yo, back in the day.
Bobby, you know we have the same birthday?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Him and my she and my brother and her rather have the same birthday.
Both Leos.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's a
my birthday's
Libra.
tomorrow.
Her birthday's tomorrow. Round of applause for that one. Round of applause.
Happy early birthday! I won't ask your age, but you look young. So
I'll take it. I'll be a smooth 32.
Stop.
Yes.
You look great. Come on now.
Yes.
Come on, Black Don't Crack.
Aging like wine, child, not like milk.
So they have the same birthday. My brother's best friend, Tim, one of his best friends, Tim, him and I have the same birthday. And then his brother, Tim's brother, Mike, and my sister have the same birthday.
Oh my
Stop. Get out.
So you know, we all like,
crazy.
you know, every time I wish happy birthday to my brother, I always shoot her some kind of like message, like
I know,
happy
on
birthday
Facebook
or whatever.
all the time.
Yeah, happy birthday and stuff like that. But I used to ask Bobby, could he beat you? And Bobby was just like, you know how we as men get. And then, but he was like, he would always say something, and he'd always be like, nah, but she's super cold though. She was ice water, what he would say. So Sydney and I linked back up this weekend at the Dope Art Show. Okay, it's like this show that where artists from all over, I guess, they audition and they come and they display their talents in front of everybody. And the show was amazing.
Legit.
Where was it?
It was at Mercy.
Mercy.
It was at Mercy. So I came into Mercy. I was riding Dolo. I came into Mercy, and then I bumped into Sydney. And she was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? What's going on?" I was like, "I'm cool. You here?" And she was like, "I'm here." And I'm like, "I'm here too." And so we just sat together and throughout the whole show, talking and cracking jokes the whole time.
It was a fun time.
But man, there was a female that works here at this studio who performed 2 pieces. You got any words for that?
It was powerful.
Yeah.
She was crazy good.
She was dope.
Really good poet.
She was
Really?
dope.
Really good.
She was insanely dope.
Like, it was like passionate, but it was funny, and it was sad. Like, it was just like, she
had
evoked
all
a lot
levels.
of emotion.
Yeah. She was just, amazing.
Right. It was.
If we could
It was
use
good.
one word. So it was, it was one of those things where we sat and I was thinking to myself, man, I asked Sydney, I was like, yo, when are you, because I was asking her, yo, when are you going back to play ball? And she was like, I'm going she's going overseas again. And I was like, yo, you got to do the podcast. And she was like, sure, cool. I'll link up and we'll do it. So I was like, yo, ain't nobody else ever had no WNBA player. Let me big you up right quick. Ain't nobody else ever had no WNBA player on their shit. You know what I'm saying? So let me big you up, man, because that's a big thing to say that, I've always been a fan and an admirer and happy to say that I knew somebody that was on that level. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't, go to school with you, nothing like that, I still know you because you know my family. We know our families and stuff like that. So to be able to say that I know somebody who plays in the league, I know somebody who raps, has always been one of my things that I wanted to say.
It is
You know
cool.
what I'm saying? So, just to have her here has just been a blessing to, get this WNBA player on
Hear
the
his
thing.
voice on this mic. You were really sounding like some,
You know what I'm
102
saying?
late at night.
But I was telling you, if you're naturally loud, you know what I'm saying? Well, you don't have to,
Be loud.
yeah, project so much into the mic because it's going to do the rest for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm forgetting to listen.
So what's going on, man? Talk to us. What are you doing for your birthday?
I'm actually not sure. The husband has something planned.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And then our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary is
Oh,
on
yeah, it's
Sunday.
2 days later. Yeah, round of applause for that one. Let me go right here.
She gonna get all the gifts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we celebrating in here, man. Libra season in full effect, man.
But the only thing what I do miss doing is drinking. So this is the one birthday since 21 where I'm not gonna be able to drink anything.
Oh.
Well, I was actually pregnant with him too during a birthday. So actually it's the second birthday that I'm not gonna be able to drink nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know that baby will pop out soon enough, and you
How
back
far
on
along are
it.
you?
I'll be 7 months on Monday. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be pregnant for the rest of the year.
Yeah, what's the due date?
January 1st. My due date is January 1st.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Shout out to my midwife. Go ahead, afford.
Oh, you doing a midwife too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Too. Who else did it?
The head volleyball coach at Waltrip, she does head wife too.
Okay.
So, she was saying, I'm like, but she mentioned that she really vibes with you though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she really y'all kind of have the same aura about yourselves.
All right, I'll take it. It's a good order then.
So she was like, that girl right there, I'm feeling. I like her. And I was like, no doubt.
All
She's
right,
cool.
now, go ahead. We got to meet up one day.
Yeah. So,
Wait, so I know you're asking the question, but can you explain what your midwife, what have they done
that's a good
throughout
question.
this whole process?
So when I go to the midwife, it's completely different than going to the hospital. It's just different. When you walk into a birthing center, first of all, just the aura that you get and the energy that you get from walking in is just different.
Mm-hmm.
People go to the hospital for all kinds of things. And so you're in a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And not knocking anybody that, decides to have their baby in a hospital, but it's just so much that goes on. But when you walk into a birthing center, you feel life. You just feel life. But the midwife, she, of course, listens to the baby. So she does the Doppler, standard vital signs, blood pressure, all of that, and make sure that your diet is right, which is some things that your doctor probably won't just stress to you. They won't tell you, oh, you have to drink a lot of water. You have to stay hydrated. Because at the end of the day, like she said, if there's a complication, they'll just cut the baby out. It's not that big of a deal. They'll just cut the baby out. But with her, she wants to make sure everything is right. So everything needs to be right with you so everything can be right with the baby. So it's just it's a holistic process. And that's what I appreciate about it.
Where is that? I've never even, where?
This particular one that I'll be going to is in 3rd Ward.
Okay.
So, and you're from here.
Are they big? Yeah, I'm from.
Okay, so, 3rd Ward is for those that don't know, is a historically Black neighborhood.
Right.
So it is a Black-owned business, and it's it's her home. And so she lives upstairs, and then downstairs are the birthing rooms.
Oh,
and
wow.
she has the birthing pools and all of that stuff. So
Are you having your baby? Is this going to be a water birth?
I'm hoping so. If the baby lets me have him in the water, then that's where he'll be born.
Really?
But I'm gonna definitely listen to my body. This won't be my first natural birth. The first one, of course, with my son, I had him in the hospital. So having to lay on the bed, on my back, not having the freedom to get up and move around. And,
you didn't like it?
No. And so what my midwife told me was if I was able to successfully have him and go through labor pains and everything with being on my back, which is a very unnatural position to be in, and it being more painful, then I won't have any problems with being at her facility, being able to, either squat or whatever the situation is.
Easier.
Right. And naturally, women would typically have their babies upright because gravity pulls down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you won't have to push as much. Just
right.
Fall out. Okay, low key, I want to not watch, but I want to know how that goes.
I never heard that before.
There's actually a documentary you can watch that she suggested that I was familiar with the process because I was in health science classes when I was in school and we did clinical rotation. But my husband was leery about it because, he's, anything go wrong, you need to be in a hospital, that's safer. So she suggested that we watch this documentary that you can actually watch. I think it's on Netflix or YouTube. It's one of the two. But it's Ricky Lake's documentary, the former talk show host.
Yeah.
And it's called The Business of Being Born. And so they go into everything with it from, hospitals and how it evolved from midwives to hospitals and back to, midwives. And in other countries, they do birthing centers. Nobody really have their babies in hospitals. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch.
You'll like it.
You want to watch that?
Yeah. It's interesting. I might need to do it one day.
So, Nas and Lauren Hill were in concert.
Did you go?
Oh, I went.
I did.
I went. Oh,
they were here?
Yeah, they were here in Sugar Land at
Is it the
Smart Financial place off 59? Like they were there last night.
Okay.
So kids bought me tickets for the birthday, and we went, man. But me, I'm an Esco fan. I'm an Esco fan to the core, man. You know what I'm saying? So. Man, Nas came out after this Jamaican kid came out. Wrecked the show. For me, wrecked the show. You know what I'm saying? I think the person that was sitting next to me and kids were just like, yo, get this guy his own section. I know all the words. I know all the songs. He's ad-libbing and he's talking his way through the tour. And he's bringing up the songs. And, people I think people just go to concerts not necessarily because they know the artist, but just to go, being the actor going. So, in my peripheral, I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, I might be the only. It was a couple of people around that knew some words too, but I'm like, man,
not
I
like
might
you. They weren't really vibing.
It's not very many Esco core fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go to a Nas concert with me, I'm not normally one that's, gonna jump around like that, but I was sweating like I was hooping or something. I was sweating. And I just I had to untuck my shirt. You know what I'm saying? It just was it was a great feeling to see this man in public, in person. Not that he could spit on me or something like that, but just good enough. We had good enough seats for I can see his outfit and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then Lauren Hill came on.
Okay, one question, and I love Lauren Hill to death.
I love her too. I love her too.
Did she appear on time?
Yeah. The thing was this. So when we got there, the guy was on. He was doing his set or whatever. So then after they changed the set, they played some music, and then I went and got us a couple of drinks. Nas came out, and then after his set, they set up her set. Her musicians came out. Then she came out. I wasn't really concerned too much about her timeliness. I was more concerned about her performance.
How was her performance?
To me, it wasn't good.
Really?
No.
To me, it wasn't good.
Oh, geez.
What about it wasn't? Like,
see,
the
thing
sound the same?
That, and the thing with me is this: I really try to stray away from concerts because I like how the mastered package comes. The levels are okay. The instruments are not too loud. It's just a well put together machine on a CD. And so a lot of times when they go to when they do live, they change everything up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to give you a feel of a performance, you know, they might add a couple of words here, play the beginning of the song a little longer than normal. And, you know, I think that her rapping was better than her singing. But, you know, she just was just off to me. She didn't sound, she couldn't hold her notes well to me. She couldn't hold her notes well. And I didn't like the way the musicians were playing her music. And even when she said, you know, I've evolved a little bit. And, you know, now she said something and she was like, but sometimes it's always good to bring back the original version. And I was, okay, and I forgot what song it was, but she started the song came on. So at the moment I knew it, and then I got up and I was like, nah, it still ain't right. It still ain't right. It still ain't right. So, you know, I mean, for me, it was one of those things where when Nas went off, I sat down. When Nas came back on,
You stood up?
I stood up. I was ready. And they did If I Rule the World at the end, of course, like you knew they would do it. And Lauren Hill just didn't seem like
Into it?
Yeah, I was just trying to. I had to go back and research the albums and her discography, and I saw that the Fugees, the score came out the same year, but a few months earlier than It Was Written came out. And so I was looking to see, like, I mean, not that it was tangible to why she was performing like that, but her performance to me just wasn't something that, you know.
But you know what? I've heard a lot of artists say that they get tired of singing their own songs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can kind of see why they would, you know, when they do it live, they switch it up just a little bit because, I mean, doing something over and over becomes monotonous.
Yeah, but see, the thing to counter that is, this is where I knew that I felt a different energy from Nas in his performance because of all the stuff that we were going through with the hurricane and all of that. You know, Nas was telling the story about how he came down to visit his uncle and he was talking about life and just us being unified and stuff like that. And then he tied it into a song. And it just seemed that for the city and what we had been through, he was trying to get us to, like, forget about it, even though it's past, and just celebrate life. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel that same energy from Lauren Hill. You know what I'm saying? She was just
came to do a job.
It just didn't feel. Even Zion, the track,
I love
just
that song.
I play that song, like, when I play it, I might play it 10 times straight.
Yeah.
Right.
I walked out to use the bathroom on it.
Oh, no.
It just wasn't right. Her energy wasn't right.
You didn't enjoy this at all. Even
I didn't. No. I didn't enjoy her performance. Now my man Esco, it wasn't no walking out on his. I had that one Modelo, and I was like, man, I gotta use the bathroom, man. But nah,
Dang.
I had to stay and wait for his. I had to stay and wait for his. So.
So, Sydney, I was looking at your Twitter account, and one of your last tweets that you posted, you were speaking about the gender gap in technology. So, and I was thinking, I was like, you know, it seems like it's a gender gap in, like, everything, every aspect. There's always something. So with the NBA being what it is, and then WNBA, like, what do you think it's going to take to get people to appreciate the WNBA the way they do the NBA? And do you feel like women's basketball is more appreciated overseas than it is here in the States?
I think in certain places, things I've heard from teammates and even in some of my own experiences, like, it almost seems like it is more appreciated overseas. I think, like, here you can have, like, even during the WNBA finals, like, a lot of players in the WNBA it's mostly like the best players from around the world. Like, I don't think that it's all of them, because I know some, you know, really good players who aren't in it, but most of them are. And you can still find during the WNBA finals, when, you know, these are the two best teams, like, they've made it this far, with a lot of great players, playing for a championship and there's still not a lot of respect. Like, you could see things reposted on like the NBA's page, and if you just like look at the comments, like the sexism is through the roof. And I think that plays a big part in a lot of the problem, the fact that not so much men who know basketball and respect women's basketball because of the way it's played. Like, no, we're not dunking, but it's fundamental. You have people who have a great mind for the game,
right.
and the things that are lacking sometimes in athletic ability, they make up for the knowledge of the game and playing it the right way, but a lot of the problem, I think, is that so many men who probably didn't even play basketball and probably aren't very athletic or couldn't do the things that a lot of WNBA players do,
right.
They don't respect it simply because we're women. And, you see that in a lot of areas, like you were saying. Like, what that post was about gender equality, or like the gender gap in technology, because the WNBA chose like 4 or 5 charities to give money, not charities, 4 or 5 organizations to give money to that they received from the previous year's fine. So anytime people got like technicals, or they were wearing like a brand that they're not supposed to wear if they're not sponsored by them, then they were collecting this money all throughout the year and using it in a good way to give back to something else, something that'll benefit people. But I think a lot of the problem starts from just an ignorance about how good the players actually are. And it's just like, why is this video on here? Like, oh, this is a weird looking kitchen. And sometimes I laugh because they're like good jokes, but it's still just like, okay, you're still doing that in 2017. Like, and it's almost, it's concerning that that's still the mindset of so many people, because so many, like a lot of those men probably have daughters who play sports. Like some of them maybe that even play basketball. And so it's like, if you don't want to see this league be successful and you don't want to support it, who's going to support it then when your child wants to play it, And so it's very unfortunate. I don't know how much better it's going to get. I hope that it continues to improve. But the pay will never be like what it is for the men, simply because the revenue that comes in isn't the same. You know, ticket sales aren't the same, jersey sales aren't the same. Like promotions and endorsements aren't the same. There are just a lot of factors that will never be the same, because this country will probably forever be as sexist as it is racist.
Well, I mean, that's one of the founding elements to the country. So that's the foundation that's sitting on. But let me ask you something. So with, because I know that there are women that play football as well.
Right.
Do you think that, I mean, even in that situation, because I talked to my husband about it, I was like, how do you feel about the women that play football, the lingerie football league? Like, do you think that turns people, their perception of like, okay, well, it's just women playing and whatever, so they can't take you serious? It's really not about the sport, which you would get from my imagination, because I haven't been to any of their games. I've seen them like online or what have you, but I would think that there's just these men that just go and they want to see women and... Because, there are men that go to sporting events just to see the cheerleaders and the dancers. But do you think that things like that hurt the validity of what you're actually doing? Because you are in it for the love of the game. And I'm pretty sure those ladies are too. Just somebody thought it was a good idea to draw in attention to put them in lingerie.
I mean, I feel like in so many areas, people look at stuff like sex sales. And so when it's something related to women, like a lot of people's mindset about the WNBA is that it's a bunch of lesbians who look like men, and that's why people don't support it, because they don't either agree with the lifestyle of the people or they don't like the way that we look. And so I think what people sometimes try to do, like if you think about other sports where the women look more feminine to people, so like tennis, track and field, when it's around like Olympics time, you see even soccer, like a lot of support is given to those sports, I think, because the way the women look or are presented or are marketed. And because sex sells, I think that, yes, they just cheapen what they're doing, and who knows if those women, you know, really like football that much, or if they just saw this as an opportunity. Like, we know for sure people will buy tickets because the bodies are nice, we look good, we're gonna be running, tackling, touching each other. This will probably get some weirdo excited in the crowd, and so, you know, they said, why not?
With a long view camera.
Right. So it's less about what your long view camera. So it's less about what you're doing and more about. Right.
One time for that
one. Less about, you know, what you're doing and if there's any talent related, and more about like how you look doing it.
Right.
You know. So I think, yeah, it hurts whenever women have to do that. Like, even if you think about, you know, in music, sometimes, like, when you have people who are legitimately good at something, if that's, you know, like being a lyricist or like just like the way they perform, whatever it may be, when they're told to change it, and it's usually women a lot of times who are told to change it, like, well, be more sexy, or you're too this, that's not really gonna sell, you're too that. And so you're constantly having to try to change who you are and what you're actually trying to put out, which is good music, because they don't think that the good music will sell. Like, don't talk about stuff that actually matters and will help your people. We need you to talk about this and look this way.
It's interesting that you say that, because I was watching Unsung with, and they were highlighting Adina Howard. And that song, Freak Like Me, that she had, that was like real hot in the 90s.
I remember that one.
And she had
I remember that one.
Panties, right?
Yeah, she didn't want to do that. Like, she has a beautiful voice, but the record label was saying, look, you know, in order for us to stand behind you, you're going to have to, you know, sex it up.
Yeah.
So I definitely
It happens.
see what you're
It's
talking
still
about.
happening.
That's
Will
crazy.
probably always happen.
Yeah, it probably will. And as long as people allow it to, though. But yeah, so. All right.
Yeah.
No doubt. We normally do like a sports segment on the show, and I've prepared a couple of questions for you as a basketball professional, just to get your insight to see how you feel about the moves, not necessarily catered to the WNBA, but to the NBA. How you feel about that?
Okay.
So, Carmelo Anthony signed to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, I've always liked watching the Thunder play, like when it was Westbrook, Harden, Durant, like that was legit to watch. And now, like, I feel like they got another good threesome tandem with Paul George and Carmelo. So, I mean, I'm excited to watch it. Carmelo, to me, did you see where they said that he was like
We talked about it on that. Yeah,
64.
64.
Best player, and that's ludicrous. Even at his age, even how long he's been in here, like he's way better than what they listed him, in my opinion.
How do you rate that? How you rank
I don't know how I'll rank him, to be honest. I don't think I know like enough of the other players who I've seen ahead of him, but I mean, he's still scoring at an outrageous level. Like, I just feel like with his skill set and the position that he plays, there's no way that he's that low, in my opinion. But I'm excited to see them play, because I think Westbrook, coming off the year that he had, like, that team was going to be good even without Carmelo, in my opinion. But now they add him, so that's somebody that post players have to step out and guard. You know, he can go off the bounce. Like, he can shoot it from anywhere. It's going to be a tough matchup for a lot of teams, just like it was with the Knicks. Like, the Knicks weren't even, I mean, with Porzingis, or however you say his name, you know, they were good with him, but Carmelo was still killing out there. So now with, you know, a point guard like Westbrook, I think it's gonna be pretty fun to watch them play.
Yeah. So if
I'm not mad at it. I know a lot of people don't like these superstars,
teams.
yeah, like joining each other, but I'm like, whatever. You know, sometimes.
So if Oklahoma City Thunder, if they do well, this season. Do you think PG still leaves?
Oh, is it just a 1 year?
Yeah, I think it's a 1 year contract.
If they do well.
Do you think he goes to LA still? Do you think that's his ultimate goal? Or do you think that if they get, let's say they get to the Western Conference Finals and then they beat whoever,
Right.
let's say it's the Warriors.
Yeah.
More than likely it's going to be the Warriors.
Right.
They beat the Warriors. Do you think that if they come up short in the finals, that he'll stay another year to play with those two? Or do you think he'll go to LA if they give him the contract? Well, if they give him the contract, more than likely. But what are you thinking chemistry-wise he would do? What do you think he would do chemistry-wise?
I think he would stay. Now, I don't know what kind of teammate Westbrook is or what kind of teammate Carmelo is. So, maybe that could influence people's decisions because, Westbrook takes a lot of shots. And so adding Paul George and adding Carmelo, who usually, they're volume shooters too. They got to get their shots up. So it's kind of is there enough ball to go around? Will people be unselfish enough? Because Russell didn't have to share with
his other teams,
people last year, really.
Victor,
he didn't have to. He chose to sometimes. And obviously, he was averaging a triple-double, so he was clearly passing. But I think it'll be interesting to see how the chemistry is, even, after wins. Because some teams win a lot and people still aren't happy with how they're doing as an individual. They're yeah, we're winning, but to them, it's still a business. I still got to get mine. Some people got to get certain stats to get whatever bonuses or something in their contract. They got certain things to worry about, so it might not all be about us making it to the conference finals or whatever the case may be. I think sometimes it's more selfish than just how the team is doing. I think they have to think like that sometimes.
And naively saying is, have you ever thought like that?
Have I ever thought like that? I feel maybe because of the position I played, as a point guard, I think I've always been team first in how we do, and because I was I'm a pass first point guard.
Yeah.
I've always been, how can I get people involved? What's good for the team? But I think at the professional level, it does change for people sometimes. I think people are you're more selfish in the pros than you were in college. Because there are different things that people are weighing, different things that are on the line. And so, no, I don't think I'm like that, but I am learning to be more, okay, I got to do what's good for me, because that's what teams do. So I can't always be no, well, I wouldn't want to leave because I'm this for the team.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to think about what's best for you, and that's in a lot of things.
Being
that's
loyal
in people's,
to yourself.
Yeah, that's in a lot of the, areas and different fields, whatever. You got to do what works for you, even if it's a good fit at the job you have. If I have an offer that's better somewhere else, and I'm giving you all my best for this amount of time, there's nothing wrong with me exploring other options, in my opinion.
I agree. Absolutely agree.
Has that happened for you before?
Yes. And of course, I'm not a sports person.
That's fine. It can be anything.
But definitely, because I've definitely learned a lesson. You have to think of self first. Because, in our day-to-day jobs, you may be a good company, whatever that is at this point. And you give them your all.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if they, have budget cuts or whatever is going to be best for the company, they're going to take that avenue.
Right.
And you're oh, well, wait, I gave y'all my all.
So much, right.
And there were times when you thought, maybe I should move on and maybe I should do whatever. But, a lot of the times we do think of others first, but it's definitely conducive to think of yourself and be loyal to yourself first.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. D-Wade, who quite possibly might be one of my favorite players all time.
Should be.
Yeah. Went to the Cavs.
Yep.
How do you think that changes the dynamic of the Cavs this coming NBA season?
It brings another playmaker. D-Wade was obviously super athletic and skilled when he came into the league, and he's become more skilled. Obviously not as athletic as he was, but he was still playing just fine with the Bulls. And that chemistry that we saw him and LeBron have when they were in Miami. Like, I'm excited to see that again. And I love that it makes people mad that they're so close. Like, that's what excites me about it.
Right.
Like, I'm ready to see this black man magic. It's going to be crazy to watch them play together.
You know, I'm not a big...
LeBron fan?
You know I was going to say that.
Yeah, I can just tell. A lot of people aren't.
I'm not a big LeBron fan, but I kind of love it when they play together. I kind of do love it when they play together. And I wouldn't be mad if they won this year.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
They got Isaiah, too. Like, I love Isaiah Thomas. Like, I feel like they have the pieces to get it done.
Would you start J.R. Smith over D. Wade?
No. Would you?
Nah, I wouldn't.
That laugh disappeared so fast.
Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
That laugh disappeared so fast.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Smith over D. Wade. Of course not. It's blasphemous.
No, I mean, JR, shoots the three better. I think D. Wade is a better creator, decision maker. I feel like he's been like we've seen him win at a high level consistently when he has like the pieces around him that he needs, and he's a better defender in my opinion. I think he's a better all-around player. But I like JR. But I would start Wade over him.
What about you, Allie?
I mean, this is tough because it more so leans towards like a friend thing, because, you know, I got friends, and Grant has friends in Oklahoma, so they all go for OKC.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge, he knows I like LeBron a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I do want to see that dynamic duo back together again. Like, that would be awesome to see. And to actually see them win it.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Yeah.
They're going to be fun to watch.
I'm going to put that out there. That's just going to happen. That's just what's
Put
going
that
to
in
happen.
the atmosphere.
Yep.
That's what's going to
Put that
happen.
energy out there.
Okay, so we do a segment called Songs of the Week, where we highlight a couple of songs that stuck to us throughout the week. And would you like to go first?
Songs that stuck to us throughout the week. So what category is this?
Okay, so let me go first. I'll go first. Okay, of course.
It has to be like a new release, like a song
No,
from
just anything you're listening to in that huge catalog that you may listen to.
Let's see what song he finna pick from this concert that he just went to.
It's definitely something else.
Yeah, well, you know that. I mean, with Virgo season passing a few days ago, you know what I'm saying, and he being one of the Virgos that, you know, like myself, a Virgo.
With the Virgo.
Yeah, that was a song last EP, but this EP I'm gonna go with a Nas track again. I'm gonna go with I guess the illest song that I heard last night at the concert was "Made You Look."
Oh,
Nas "Made You Look."
Yep.
For my hip hop song.
Knock a pimp's drink down in his pimp cup.
Yeah. Don't get me started. And then I'm gonna go with from the Dope Art Show. I'm gonna go with after the show I spoke to the guy that I said kind of reminded me of Prince. I spoke to him, we were talking for a while. But I'm gonna go with what was the kid's name? Whitney.
Luke Whitney?
Luke Whitney. I'm gonna go with Luke Whitney and whatever that first song was that he sang.
Oh, yeah.
That all the girls, you remember
They
the
went
track?
crazy for it. I don't. Did you go? You went to listen to it, or just from that?
I think it was a breakup song. When I find out, I'll say it on the next episode. But I'm gonna go with his song and then I'll tweet about it. Because
he was jamming.
Yeah, it was. Listen, Melly, that show right there, man, it kind of made me realize what I had been missing over the past few years as they've evolved in that showcase. And I mean, it was an adult moment in that show, from the poetry to the visual art to the R&B singing. Every guy who got on a acoustic or electric guitar wreck shop.
Killed it.
I hate that I missed that.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's more of who I am as a person.
Right.
An artist. That's more of who I am. So when I heard about it this go around, I was like, nah, I got to go to this one. I got to go to it. And it you know.
So how often is this done?
I think that they have like 4 or 5 a year is what it sounded like. I thought I remember hearing them say that because they were asking people how many they've been to. And I think they got up to 5.
Yeah.
You know, so I think this was the last one for this year.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think in 2018 it'll pick back up. And we can give you who to follow because you'll see if you follow the Dope Art Show Instagram, like they'll post about it.
All right, they'll be posted. But you know what? Let me say shout out to my homegirl Courtney. She got up there. We talked for about 30 minutes after the show. Shout out to her because she got up there and I was so proud of her poem. Her poem was incredible. One of the most prolific poems that night. It was really incredible. Shout out to her for, getting up there, building that courage up, finally getting from the page to the stage. Shout out to you, Courtney, for that.
What's up?
Good job, Courtney.
What's your songs of the week, man?
So my songs, since we spoke on it earlier, will be "Loyalty" by Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna, and then my R&B song, I would say "Love Scene" by Joe. Grant.
Come on now.
Because the girl's birthday is tomorrow, child. So,
Go ahead.
Wow, that's a good pick. Throwback. Okay, I was thinking like recent stuff.
Okay, that's fine too.
Well, what I listened to a lot today, so Toby put the show on, Toby you go to church with.
Yeah.
His new song, What It's For, is really good.
Okay.
You got to listen to it. Okay, but talking about, I guess, picking one that we all know.
No, it don't have to be a song we all know. It'd be a song that you personally listen to today, this week.
Well, shoot, rap, I'll get up and probably listen to The Changes by Tupac like every day.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay. And an R&B one, an alternative one, a rock one?
I'm going to go with R&B, and I love Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
And her song from, if you watch Insecure on HBO, she has a song called Insecure.
Burn. Oh, okay, with Bryson Tiller. Okay.
And that's really good, but it's between that one and Love by You. She has a song with Molly Music.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of his Molly's. That's the guy with the goatee. Yeah, I've seen a lot of his posters around town. So I'm like, I need to check out his music.
He's coming here?
I don't know. I just see his posters up. I go to like Doshi House in Third Ward or whatever, and his posters there. I've gone to another place in Third Ward, a little coffee shop. His posters there, and I'm like, I need to check this person out.
Maybe he's coming.
I don't know.
If so, I hope he brings.
I don't really just be checking for events right now because it's not like I'm gonna be comfortable going to anything.
Exactly.
So I'm just, I pretend like I don't even see it.
She's like, why do I keep saying this? Whatever, I can't go. Yeah, I gotta give you that song though. It's outrageous.
Yeah. Okay. T, you want to say something? Come on, man.
I love his hair.
This is my man, Talib. What's up, boy? How you doing? Welcome back. What's up? Say something. What up?
I want to say shout out to my YouTubers, Kevin Evans Jr.,
Okay.
Kayla Nation Family,
Okay.
and Joe Scott Gang.
Okay. Is that
It's
it?
dimples.
Is that it, T?
You got a YouTube page?
Come on, shout your YouTube page. You got one?
What does he do on YouTube?
He likes to play video games and talk about what he's playing and stuff. Or even he'll put together little freestyles and stuff. So yeah.
Okay.
He's kind of artsy.
Okay. And let me do this quote. We didn't do a quote last week. Let me do this quote. The quote is, "If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor." Eleanor Roosevelt.
If life were predictable, it would cease to be life. Be without flavor.
What you think about that?
I guess like if we knew what was gonna happen, like if we knew everything, could see your future, it's almost like you would just be.
Yeah, you wouldn't enjoy
like robotic. You wouldn't be enjoying it. You maybe wouldn't be taking risks if it doesn't seem like it's going
to respond to.
Yeah. No flavor. That would be. Yeah, nobody wants a bland life. You wouldn't want that.
Yeah. So, Houston, Texas, man. My name is John Ross, and to my immediate left, we got Toccara Taylor in the building. Behind us, we have Talib Foster, and to my immediate right, we got Sydney Colson. NBA superstar.
WNBA will be tight.
WNBA superstar.
Oh, this will be swell.
You got anything else you want to say?
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
When I walked in, I told him, I was like, I didn't even know this studio, like I didn't even know this place
really
existed.
Yeah, it's a nice studio.
Yeah, it is. No, but thank you for having me. I'm glad we ran into each other. Now I got to meet Toccara. You got a baby on the way. You got a birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. And an anniversary on Sunday.
And an anniversary on Sunday. Blessings to you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yo, so until we see y'all again, man, y'all be safe, be careful, man, and we love y'all.
Crystal ball, I see crystal, I crystal y'all with that. I saw the sign like Ace of Spades, that Ace of Spades get cracked me like cheers to the money guys, the Willie niggas who buy them bottles and then they spill these liquors. Yo, salute my dude, I see you dog. 5 bottles, 1 dick, why I need 2 bras? I know I'm out of line, but love is shower time. You know it rose rain when your cloud is 9. Get off that high ass hussy. This a private party. Been on my dick too long. Your breath on private party. You gon' be nice and naughty. These walls on priceless Audi. This the upper crust. Fuck is up. Over and done. Overdose. Guess we did it again. Sipping with no remorse.